Hello everyone, it is Sue here. So in today's video, we are going to finish off this change purse. So this is the third video and the first two were just yesterday and the day before. So you can definitely check them out if you would like to. I am going to, I'll explain everything that I've sewn. So most of this is sewn down. I have to finish off the doily. So I've sewn the outside of the doily, but I wanted to add some stitches to the, to the inside of the doily, so that, meaning like right around here and then probably right in the middle, because I just want to make sure it's going to stay down. So that is one thing that I'm really noticing a difference for me personally, is like, because I never sell anything that I make, and but as you've heard in the other videos, this is going to be sold at my mother's assisted living craft fair in November. And so what I'm finding myself doing is just being extra careful, and like maybe where I would have used a single thread, I'm using a double thread and that kind of thing, like putting extra stitches, that kind of thing. So not that that's a bad thing to do, but I'm finding that it is, when you sell something, it's a little bit more involved. So, yep. The thread that I'm using to sew this down it's a linen thread. It's Londonberry linen, and it's white. I guess it's white, maybe a little off-white. It's pretty much the same color as the doily. so it's working out well. The only thing is I'm finding, like right here, that I have to be super careful, because it does seem to knot a little easily. So I just want to be careful of that. And sewing something like a doily that has holes in it, I love it. I just think it kind of gives you almost like a pattern, almost like it basically tells you where to sew, because you don't have a lot of choice, right? You kind of have to figure out, well, which holes are you going to go through, and yeah, that kind of thing. So I find that fun. It's like a little puzzle, which I totally enjoy. Oh, and I did sew the button on and the closure. I had to just like do that on my own, because I had to really think about it. And I'm still not 100% convinced that it's perfect, but yeah, it's gonna have to, I think it's gonna have to be perfect. Like I can open it and close it easily. I mean, I do have arthritis in my hands as well, but I don't have, 90 to 100-year-old hands either. Like, like the people in assisted living. So, I'll show you what I did. Oh, and I found I found something that I did not even consider before, and Yeah, so I'll show you that because I had to kind of like, not pivot, but I had to quickly, should I put a button in here? I want to sew in the middle. I can add a little button. I'm not sure where the button's going to be. Well, I'm going to sew it anyway. So meaning where in this, like when it's closed, where will the button land? I don't know, but I'm going to sew it down anyway. And if I don't like it, I'll take it off. So, always a fun thing to do, to sew a button on in a spot where it's not easy to get to. But I just try to grab fabric underneath it, and you can always zoom in, remember? In fact, should I zoom in a little bit? Maybe I will. The only thing is I forget I'm zoomed in, and then I end up moving things around, and then you can't see, but it'll all be good. It'll all be good. I just had to take my sweater off. It's getting warm in here. Okay, so let me go back under here. Kind of have to lift the button up to grab the fabric. And I'll just knot it off at this point. So that's on there nice and tight. And okay, so that was easy. That took like a minute or two. Okay. All right, so now let me show you what I've done. Okay. What I ran into that I didn't realize I was going to run into is this right here. So let me fold this. Oh, I have thread here because we're going to use this thread. So just ignore that. But this is going to go up. Oh, one moment, I was backwards. This is going to go up like this. So there's the button. I ended up going with the button that had the little doohickey on it. This little doohickey. I liked this button, the look of this button better, but I thought for closure purposes, it would be easier if this was looser. So then this comes down, and you can see here, because I forgot to sew this lace inside, like under this inside cover when I was stitching the top. So I sewed it a whole bunch, and then I took another little piece of this lace and just kind of put it over to cover all those stitches. And then I neatly stitched it down. So this is not going anywhere. You know what? Just thinking, just kind of talking with all of you, I should see if I have lace similar to this that's elastic. That's what I need. I might have some. But anyway, so like with two hands, I mean, that's it. It's that easy, but again, it's easy for me. Oh, the button looks good. It's easy for me, but, you know, I don't know. But, I mean, somebody could buy it to give to, like, a daughter or something as well. All right, so the other thing that I realized, all right, I'm gonna put this back on for a quick second here because I want to show you something. So when that's closed, what I noticed was that the way I originally had the bottom come up, it wasn't up far enough, because what was happening is there would be like a spot here that change could fall out of. So I had to bring this up a little more than I originally planned, which is fine. So I'm going to actually throw a pin in here and another one over here because now I know. Oops, wait, I have to, wait a minute, one moment please. I have to grab this out of here. So I guess I'm like committing to this for the shape. So it'll be like that. Okay. So what I did was I wanted heavier thread or yarn, right? So this is yarn. It's a merino yarn. It is hand dyed. And I purchased it a few years ago. I don't know if the shop is still open. And it is variegated. So I thought the colors of this yarn match this perfectly. It even has like the blues and everything, just perfect. So I did already start the stitches. So I want to make sure now that, you know what, should I take out, I'm going to just take out a stitch because I feel like this stitch, yeah, okay, I think that's better. Because I want to be able to go into this here so that it closes. Okay. So, and when you have heavier yarn, you have to make sure that the needle you're using has a bigger eye so that you can pull the yarn through it. So always something to consider. Okay, so now I'm going to go here. I want to make sure that I'm grabbing. My cousin next door is, I think he's getting all of his winter gear ready, meaning snowblower and stuff like that. So you might hear him revving up engines over there. Okay, so I have to make sure I go in far enough to grab this on this side. Oh my gosh, can you hear that? I'm sure you can. Oh, that is too funny. What are you gonna do? Okay, so I'm just doing the overcast stitch. Oh, I have a request to put out there to all of you. So I wanted to do the blanket stitch or buttonhole stitch. It can be called either thing. So I wanted to do that here. So I took the time to look through videos. I even went back 4 years to the videos where Sarah and Rachel from the Roxy Journal Stitchery, where they taught us all the stitches. So, and I have a playlist. I should add the playlist for anybody that wants to see it. The playlist actually includes another YouTuber who I don't think has made videos for like 7 years. But she has like these short little like 2-minute videos on how to do stitches. So there's a few of those as well in this playlist. Her name is Mary Corbett, I think. I don't know if any of you know her. I can try to remember to add that playlist because it's really good. What I'm going to actually do is, as I'm stitching, a lot of times I like to have when I'm stitching without recording, I like to have, YouTube playing. So I'm going to go through all those videos again where Sarah and Rachel shared the different stitches. with all of us, which was in December of 2021. So anyway, so I have a request for anyone that is right-handed and can do the blanket stitch or buttonhole stitch, whichever you call it, where like I want to see somebody do it on the edge of something, because every video I find they're doing like in the middle of a piece of fabric, which this is like some old test stitches I used to test on fabric. And so that I don't think is my problem. My problem is how to start when you're going over something. And I want the basically, you know, like that straight vertical edge to be at the top. And then, so actually like this, basically just like this coming down, but the vertical stitches, no, horizontal stitches as well. So like I could do the blanket stitch now because I've already started, but I can't start the blanket stitch on the edge of a project like this. That is not in the middle of a page. So if anybody that records videos can do that, and please let me know, I will come over and watch your video. And I want to learn it so bad, and I'm not finding a video. Or if you know of a video where they show it, please tell me. Please, please, please. Because I can't find one. I can find, like I said, videos of people sharing how to do the blanket stitch, but not on the edge, and not, I need it to be a right-handed person, not left-handed, because otherwise, well, I would be learning backwards, which probably isn't an awful thing. Okay, so let me knot this off. All right. I really do love this yarn. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I want to start trying to use it more because I have a bunch of it. All right, I think I'll do a double knot just to make sure. I don't want this falling apart on anyone. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at it. Take that pin out. So the only thing left to sew, I have to make sure it's straight. The only thing left to sew, I don't want to get my head in the camera, is this side. And then it's done. So then that's going to come over. Could I do this with one hand? I probably could. It would be best to have, well, this is knotted off. I was just going to put some things in here. Not knotted, it is pinned. But so it would be, you know, kind of like this. So it's hopefully, you know, they'll have their money inside of here. And then, yeah, I'm going to look through my laces, my trims, to see what I have that is elastic. I like that. What I don't like is this. So I think I'm going to come and I'm going to put a stitch just in that because it's curling. And I want it to look a little bit more even with that, so I can fix that. The rest of these, I don't care that they're hanging off. Excuse me, all these, I don't care. All right. So I will finish that stitching on my own. But, oh, I didn't share this with you. One moment. The thing that it never occurred to me until yesterday when I looked at this. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have a raw edge right here. Like this edge, the top, I took care of, but it never entered my mind that I have to do something with this raw edge up here. So what I did was I went and I found this lace that I hand dyed. And when I hand dye, it is with, sprays, like old sprays that don't work anymore, or if I had one or two in a certain set of sprays. Like I kept my like Dilutions, my Dina Wakley, my Heidi Swap, because I had a lot of those. But like the one-offs or whatever, that's what I would use. And I did this years ago and I love it. So it was great to be able to use it because I thought the colors were perfect. So I sewed it down, and of course, let me take all this out now. Of course, on the inside as well. So it's a beautiful, nice, wide piece. And so I was happy with that. But that was not part of my original thoughts. So, like I said, this is my first. I've learned a lot. I don't know why it became so difficult for me, but it did. So, okay. So I'm going to finish that sewing, and then this will be the change purse that's going to go to my mother. Let me show you real quick, just real quick, a couple ideas that I have. And that is, I don't know if any of you remember this. So this was, I don't know if I did this on video or not. I might not have. But it's just, it has, the batting in between. And I love this fabric. And so it would be like a journal cover. But I don't like it because the stripes, it just looks off. So I was thinking I could make this like well, maybe not a change purse, but a little purse. Just by putting that over, right? I could sew that over the top. I could put a closure here and sew up the sides. See, it couldn't be a change purse. Well, I mean, it could, but they would just have to be careful that the change doesn't fall out on top. And I would put maybe like a yo-yo. I don't know which one, but I would put something. I like that one. I think I like that one. Over there. And I don't know. I would look to see what I have, to see if there's anything else that might look good on here. But it would have to be something small, something small. Like I have these things. Like, I don't know. I don't know what I would do, but I would fancy it up a little bit is my point. And then, like I said, I would sew the sides. I would put this doily over the top, which is the perfect size. And that would be it. That would be another, I would be reluctant to call it a change purse, but I suppose I could. They could call it a little purse if they want. Yeah, so that could be another one. And then I was going through some stuff, and let me put this drawer back. I thought maybe I would do one around this color of black and like cream, because, when something has an animal on it, and if somebody has or had an animal similar to it, they want it, right? So I thought this would be super pretty on the back of a change purse, right? So that's kind of my thought. So that would be another one. And then another idea that I had, well, it's kind of basically the same idea as this. But I just think that this is super cute. I mean, this wouldn't go on here, but that would make such a cute little change person. I would make it small so that it would be a small one. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then this way, like I said, I want to get 5 done by mid-November. So I would have to come up with the plan for one more. And I really like this lace. Now, this is not stretchy either, and I will go through and see what I have. But I thought like this would make a really nice closure around a button. But I would have to figure that out. So anyway, those are my thoughts for the remaining change purses or purses. I don't know. What would you guys call this? I mean, I could stitch just maybe 1/4 of an inch up top, and that could be weird. All right, so that is it. So thank you so much for being here for my slow stitch mini project, which is now complete. Well, almost complete. It'll be complete in the next 10 minutes because I'll just stitch up this side. Yeah, so that's it. So we'll start on something else next. Maybe we'll work on more of these, and I will be back with more from my wall hanging for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, my mother's patchwork table topper. That's going to be Monday. We're going to work on that again. That's my plan right now as I'm recording this video. And my super secret project, which isn't a secret anymore because I shared what it was yesterday in my video. So, which is a Christmas table runner. And it's beautiful, and I've decided to work on it with everyone, so those videos will be coming out as well. So lots of stitching going on. Oh, and I have my December daily, so we have that too. So lots going on, and thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all soon. Have a blessed weekend. Bye-bye, everybody.